They called themselves the kings of the universe. To their enemies, they were the bringers of death. The Assyrian Empire was not just an ancient superpower, it was the most feared, brutal force in history. They ruled with blood and terror, leaving a trail of despair across the ancient world. These weren't mere conquests, they were annihilations. And the Assyrians didn't just conquer lands, they crushed souls. The Assyrians wielded fear as their ultimate weapon. Their methods weren't just cruel, they were calculated. Cities that resisted were reduced to ash. Prisoners of war were mutilated, skinned alive, or impaled on spikes for others to witness. Imagine knowing that resistance meant the massacre of your family, your neighbors, and your entire city. The Assyrians ensured their enemies lived in perpetual dread. The Assyrians didn't rely on fear alone, they were unparalleled masters of war. Their armies were relentless, armed with iron weapons and devastating siege engines. Entire cities fell before their battering rams and towers. One by one they crushed their enemies, Babylonians, Elamites, Egyptians. Their empire stretched across Mesopotamia and beyond, consuming all who stood in their way. To the Assyrians, conquest wasn't just a goal, it was their identity. At the heart of this terror were their kings. Rulers like Tiglath-Pileser III and Ashurbanipal turned cruelty into policy. They didn't simply defeat their enemies, they obliterated them. Ashurbanipal once bragged about flaying rebels alive, using their skins to decorate city walls. Tiglath-Pileser III recorded his conquests with pride, detailing the slaughter of thousands. To these kings, mercy was weakness and brutality was power. But fear is a double-edged sword. The Assyrians' cruelty earned them countless enemies. Rebellions brewed in the shadows and alliances formed against them. The oppressed waited for their moment to strike. In 612 BCE, that moment came. A coalition of Babylonians and Medes laid waste to the great city of Nineveh. The once unstoppable Assyrian Empire collapsed, consumed by the hatred it had sown. Today, the Assyrian Empire is remembered not for its achievements, but for its cruelty. Its ruins are a testament to the price of ruling through terror. No empire, no matter how powerful, can outrun the weight of its own atrocities. The Assyrians left behind a legacy of death and destruction, an empire that burned as fiercely as it lived, and like all flames, it eventually consumed itself.